questions.
Okay, thank you, Ayodele, for the Dekemp anthem presentation. The next item we have is health trivia or icebreaker. In this health trivia, we have 4 questions. And when we add, if you want to answer the question, just raise your hand. Hope you guys can hear me.
We can
We
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Okay. The first question we have is, who can tell us the theme of the event? Yes, please, you can raise your hand, or you can, if you know the answer, you can indicate in the chat box. Do you guys get the question? Okay, thank you, Adekunle Anwarupo. That's the correct answer. Please, I need somebody that will be taking note of the people that answered the question. Okay, the second question is the topic of today's event. The topic of today's event. Anyone answering? Okay, thank you. The next question is, who can tell us the name of our speaker for today's event? Okay. I think there is 3 names and you are mentioning 2. Okay. Then the last question. How many bones do we have in our body? And mention 5 of them. And mention 5 that you know. How many bones do we have in the body? Then you mention 5 of the bones, the ones. Okay, Mohammed, then mention 5 of the bones that you know. When you mention how many bones we have, then you mention 5 of them. Okay. Okay. Phalanges is not a bone name. Yeah, phalanges is not a bone name. I'm still humerus. Okay. Thank you, guys. We have come to the end of the health trivia. And the next we have is introduction of the speaker. Ayodele, are you
Okay.
there?
please let's hold on. I'm not sure our speaker has joined in yet. I'm not sure our speaker has. Okay, she has joined in. Okay, so Amarachi, please make Oluwabomi Ajasa a co-host. I can see her right now. She has joined in.
Emmanuel, please do that.
Okay.
So once she's made, a co-host, I think we can go ahead and play the videos so she doesn't start scrambling to share her screen later. But thank you everyone for the question and answer session. I think I really like the energy in the comment section. However, I was thinking that Manuela would tell us take it to 10 because it looked like 5 was a very small thing. And everybody was just mentioning 5. I meant to mention the same set of bones. Why? Everybody just mentioned common bones, like all the big bones in the body. And I was thinking Manuela would say, oh, because everybody was getting it so easily that we should move it to 10. But we didn't go that far. But I like the energy. Thank you all so much. Has our speaker been made a host yet? Emmanuel, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. The host name again, please.
Oluwabumi Ajasa. That's her name on the call. So just make her a co-host so she can share her screen once we are done. Once we are done with the introductory video.
Okay, just a minute.
Thank you. Please, we're still 38 on this call, in this meeting rather. We can still remind our custom members to join. Tell somebody who is not here, check your partner. Is your Dekemp partner here? If not, enter their DM right now. Put a call through to them. Tell them they're about to miss out of a great session, and they're about to miss out from a great session, and they have to be here. Post the link on your status. Remind people that have joined, that have registered from your end, or that you know that have registered to join the meeting. Thank you. So please let's go ahead with our introductory video. Ayodele, please. Thank you.
Ayodele, you can go ahead.
It is great to have you all join us for Dekemp Health Week 4.0.
Okay, so I guess our network has dislodged Emmanuel Ayodele for now. I'm sure he'll be working on getting back here very, very shortly.
Can I help him share that?
Yes, if you can, please go ahead. Thank you.
Can I know onto my screen?
Live and direct.
It is great to have you.
Is there audio?
Yes.
Okay.
It is great to have you all join us for Dekemp Health Week 4.0. This is the first day of showing up for your health. Our goal is that you find essence and meaning from each session. Today's session would be mind-blowing. If you have any questions, write them down. We have a long list of seasoned speakers, bringing an average of 7 years of hands-on experience to come teach us. Listen,
Please,
Kempite, don't
Emmanuel,
trivialize this moment. Get
you can't see what you are playing for us at the moment. Ayodele's screen is overshadowing yours, and he's not playing the video, so we can currently not see Emmanuel's screen. Ayodele, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, so you left here for a while, so we couldn't see your screen. So will you have to
Okay.
play all over again from the beginning, because your screen is like the primary screen right now. We can no longer see Emmanuel's screen, who was stepping in for you in your absence. Have you stopped sharing your screen now?
I've stopped.
Okay, please, Emmanuel, please share your screen. I think the flow was very nice from there. So at the next screen sharing session, ideally your screen will come back on. So, but for now, Emmanuel, please share
Okay.
your screen and let's play the video,
So
please.
just to confirm, I'm sharing my screen now, right? Can anyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
It is great.
Can anyone hear the audio?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
It is great to have you all join us for Dekemp Health Week 4.0. This is the first day of showing up for your health. Our goal is that you find essence and meaning from each session. Today's session would be mind-blowing. If you have any questions, write them down. We have a long list of seasoned speakers, bringing an average of 7 years of hands-on experience to come teach us. Listen, Kempite, don't trivialize this moment. Getting these speakers wasn't a walk in the pack, and they have promised to enlighten us and answer any questions. Let's make them know that we are Kempite. Meet our speaker for today. Oluwabunmi Seun Ajasa is a seasoned life sciences professional and field genomic scientist at Alliance Global West Africa. With an MSc in global health and infectious diseases and a background in microbiology, she works at the intersection of genomics, molecular diagnostics, and biotechnology. A passionate advocate for precision medicine, she helps build genomic capacity across West African clinical and research institutions. Her work focuses on advancing patient outcomes through innovative health solutions, with special interest in antimicrobial resistance and health equity. Let's welcome our speaker with a resounding and warm applause. Today's session is going to be one of its kind. Kempites, get ready.
Thank you very much. Ms. Oluwabunmi Ajasa, please, you can take over now. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Am I audible, please? Can I see some emoji for confirmation? Okay. Please, I'm trying to connect my slide. I'm trying to do that on my laptop. So please give me some minutes, please. Right.
Okay, guys. Seems speaker is having some technical issues sharing our screen.
Miss Oluwabumi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to project my slide on another system while I make my audio stable with my phone. So that's what I'm trying to do. Let me see. So I'm trying to log in back to Zoom. It's like I can't remember my password, but I think I've done it now. I think I'm getting ready. Mm. Okay, so I don't know who the host is, but will you be able to grant host status to my second device?
What is the device name?
It should be my name. Okay, I'm thinking. Recording in progress. Recording in progress. Recording in progress. Let me mute this window.
So I've made you a host.
So I want to make sure I'm not. Oh, no. This
Connect this from
Okay, so while our speaker is sorting out some other things on her end, I think that we should keep the house engaged instead of everywhere being quiet. And so we're going to do like a brief history of Dekemp Health Week from my perspective. I think Dekemp Health Week started 4 years ago, so this is the fourth edition, and so far it has been steadily growing. So far it has been steadily growing. I remember the first time that we started, and it was 1.0, had that we just, it was something that Ethelbert brought to us then as a team, and then we came together and we put together, and it was interesting, it was enlightening. Oh, I can't remember the theme at the moment, but as at then, I remember this was 2022. Yeah, it must have been 2022 because I remember that then I was 7. and I remember that we had so many interesting conversations then. We spoke about cardiac health, spoke about drugs. Yes, then we talk about drugs and how that it wasn't safe for us to self-medicate and drug interaction. We had a pharmacist who was on board then that gave us very solid um insights into that. And then I remember clearly the reproductive session talk on that day. It was so relatable and it was so interesting. A lot of people went home that day enlightened and had something in their hands to go home, and it was fun as well actually. And that was how 2.0 came, 3.0 came, and now we are in 4.0. I look back sometimes and um I see how far we have come and how far we still need to go as well actually. And this this year's own is promising nothing less than that. The Camp Health Week for this year, the theme is show up for your health, secure your future. And the theme came up from how that like we said, our theme for the year, as we all know, is show up. And so how can we consistently show up in other areas of our life apart from showing up for our health as well? Mr. Luabumi, please, when you're ready, kindly let me know so we can wrap this session up.
Okay, Mr. Oluwabumi, how feasible is it for you to share the slide with us so we can project on our end?
Yes, I'm about to say that as well. You can also share your slide so the main host can share it on his end while you just speak. Because it's already 8:34 and we're working with time, please.
Okay. Um, and how
We
can
can't
I
hear
go
you,
to
please.
presentation? Oh, sorry.
Hello, Oluwabumi, are you there? Can you hear us clearly?
Um, okay, so I think I'm ready from my end. I apologize for the whole delay. So I'm going to come back and share my screen now. Okay. Back from the beginning. Okay, please, can we see my screen? What can we see?
We can see your slide on one part of your screen.
Yeah. So I'm supposed to do full screen.
You can make it a slideshow, a full slideshow.
Mm, Let me stop. I'm not getting what I want to get. Um, I actually don't even want to start with apology, but
I think
not to say,
if-
wait, let
please, I
me
think you can
see.
either share the slide with us or just go ahead, please.
Mm, Okay, let me leave where I'm showing the slide. What's on my phone? Okay, I think okay, so I apologize again for this long delay, and that means I'll definitely need to like uh, go through the presentation in record time. Um, Please, is there any echo from there? I can just get a thumbs up so I can just dive right into the presentation. If there's no echo, then I'm good to go.
There's no echo. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. So, my name is Oluwabumi Ajata. Yes, I think I'll just keep the introduction. And before I continue, I want to greet all the dignitaries we have on the call. I want to say a humble greeting to Dr. Casey and the organizer of the Camp Health Wheel. This is actually the fourth edition of it, and starting the program. So first on the this course is physical health, building strength for everyday life. Um, so when we talk about health, I'm very sure every one of us will want to consider ourselves, or let me say individual, as being healthy because we feel we are not sick, nothing is wrong with us. And as such, we perfectly fit into what can be described as a healthy person. So part of what I've planned for us is to have a what's it called? A session whereby participants are being those on the call will be able to participate with me, where I will hear your own definition of how you describe a healthy person. So if we don't mind, please, can we scan this QR code on the screen? It's supposed to take us to a page where we'll be able to see our responses, but anonymously. So I will please want to indulge our patience once more. Can we access this QR code on the screen? It will take us to a page where we'll be able to respond to this question. How would you describe a healthy person? Are we able to do that?
A number of
Okay,
the
if you're
people on the call are on
driving,
mobile. I presume a lot of people on the call are on mobile, so
they are on
it will not be
mobile.
feasible
Okay,
to
okay.
scan the code.
All right then. So if we were to If we're to talk about being healthy, I'm sure a lot of us feel, okay, healthy means the absence of being sick, and we are not bedridden. Let me use bedridden, meaning we can move about and all of that. So that would be a partial definition to the concept of being healthy. And if you were to look at the situation of things, let me say daily life, daily struggles, we face a lot of challenges, which on its own disturbs our mental state, the state in which our mind operates, distractions, but that alone will not go to describe that something is wrong with us, right? Okay, I'm saying someone comment state of complete physical, mental, social, right? So discussing the concept, sorry, I'm saying, okay, discussing the concept of health, we'll be discussing in two perspectives. First is the clinical perspective, and the clinical perspective has to do with both, let me say, disease and illness. If we don't mind, we might want to take some jottings, right? So we'll be able to do some recalls. So in the clinical perspective, when we are discussing health, I mentioned disease, I mentioned illness right now. Someone may think this should be the same thing, but it's not the same thing. So from a medical standpoint, the opposite of health is not unhealthy. It's actually the presence of disease or illness. So I'm going to like break it down for us. Disease actually refers to a distinct abnormal condition that is affecting the body or the mind, and it is characterized by specific symptoms and signs. So that is when we can see someone is diseased, is having a disease condition. So it can be an infection, it can be metabolic disorders, or it can be chronic condition. So which means something someone is managing. It can be something someone is managing. But please, can we hear me? If I can just get a thumbs up, I'm fine.
Loud and
All
clear,
right,
loud and
thank
clear.
you. Yeah, let's just use emojis, sorry. Thank you very much. So I was mentioning being disease referred to maybe someone is battling infection, mental disorders, and metabolic disorders, or chronic condition. Whereas illness, on the other hand, is actually a psychological experience of being unwell. So which means not a particular pathogen now. Maybe you caught some cold, you caught some virus that is giving you disease or something. This one refers to a subjective feeling or a psychological experience of not being well, and is strong enough to disturb us to not perform optimally, like the daily activities we're supposed to partake in, it's being disturbed. So if you're not getting the difference, please let me know. So then in the second aspect in which we are going to discuss about health is that of functional perspective. Functional perspective now has to do with when the body or the mind cannot support our physical activities, which means the body is in a state of dysfunction. If you're supposed to meet up with a friend to discuss one or two things about work, about life, challenges, or you're supposed to engage in a physical activity or even mental activity, but you're not able to do that due to one reason or the other, is what we are talking about under functional perspective. So moving on, the idea of being unable to perform functionally, which means we're experiencing some dysfunction, has to do with physical decline, which can be loss of strength. We're not able to, if you're supposed to engage in any mental activity for 1 hour, but you're not able to do that, that is a decline in your kind of physiological strength that you have. Then the next one under functional perspective that I would want to quickly talk about is that of impaired homeostasis. Most of us we understand homeostasis from our basic biology or basic integrated science, where we discuss homeostasis as the condition, the internal condition of a body, and referring to internal balance. So we talk about the body fluid, the hormones, talk about some other chemical activities. Everything needs to be in balance, and in balanced nature rather. So when it is, then we say the body is or has achieved homeostatic balance. So under functional perspective now, whereby the body is experiencing some dysfunction either because of physical decline or impaired homeostasis, we may not be able to perform optimally in basic activities that we engage in. So in a nutshell, this is supposed to be where we go back to that same um, participants feedback, whereby you use this QR code, then you will be able to say what you understood or what is your own thoughts pertaining illness, health, the clinical perspective I just mentioned, and the functional perspective. So the summary, where I will be saying my lesson, actually my lesson is that the opposite of health is not just the absence of disease, it is the loss of vitality and functional capacity. So you can be diseased, experiencing some disease condition, or let's say your body is healthy, there is no strange pathogen invading your body that is making you to be sick. But other situations, maybe something you ate, you are just experiencing some constipation. It could be maybe the menstrual cycle women experience that is not making you to function properly at that particular point in time. So at that point, you cannot say actually perfect healthy condition. So you can also see my summary here where I said, in summary, the opposite of health is not the absence of disease, whereas it is the loss of vitality and functional capacity, which can come from a lot of things other than being sick. Now let's discuss challenges to a healthy lifestyle. A lot of people living in Lagos, Port Harcourt, or some other busy part of some other busy state here in Nigeria can attest to the daily chaotic lifestyle whereby you live very far from work, and because you have to make resumption time, you will have to wake up early than early. In fact, let me say earlier than earlier or early. If you're to resume by 8 o'clock and you live somewhere very much far, maybe like 2 hours away from work, in fact, as early as 6 a.m., there's traffic. So how do you beat those challenges? Then you have to start to devise methods for you. Either you stay over at a friend's house, somewhere close to work, but that is totally inconvenient. I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this experience, or some even sleep at work, Monday to Friday, and go home weekends. So we can go on and on and on to talk about challenges to a healthy lifestyle, but in the actual sense, it is not supposed to be a difficult thing to achieve, because it's supposed to be like you sleep, you wake up, you have your bath, you go on to eat, then get into it is not that easy, but the actual fact is we just need to make some small changes. Some small changes, manageable choices that fit into our daily routine. So these are the things we may complain about. We may complain about time. We may complain about physical exhaustion from daily activities. We may complain about being confused because there's so many influencers, health talk here and there, and you're confused as to which one to follow. Is it diet? Is it exercise? Then the other thing can be money, like, oh, I don't have money to register for a gym, and I don't have time to even keep up with the gym schedule, or I'm physically tired. I go to work very early, I come back very late. So where is the time? So where is the strength? So these are some of the stuff we can complain about. And discussing the solution now, the solution are pretty simple, like I mentioned. If we are ready to be disciplined, if we are ready to stay motivated, and if we are ready to partake in just 5 minutes meditation exercise, which you can even do on your seat if you're at work, if you're at your place of business, or if you are commuting from one place to the other, you will be in a vehicle. And in that vehicle, you can absolutely give yourself some 5 minutes of no phone pressing, quick minutes of reflecting on the happy things you've experienced during the day, you are experiencing on day-to-day basis. So I mentioned discipline. Let's discuss how discipline can come in. Discipline is, let's say, let's pick one of the factors that people can take as a challenge. Let's say is money or time or physical exhaustion. As soon as you wake up in the morning, if you're committed enough and you're disciplined enough, you can allot just 10 minutes to doing jumping jacks. You can allot 10 minutes to jumping jacks, body stretching. Then you can do some sit-up or push-up if you are a man and you have the physical strength for that. Tell yourself you must do 5 push-up every morning or 10 push-up every morning, or you must do jumping jacks. Why am I saying jumping jacks? Jumping jacks involves the whole lifting of the body where you lift yourself up from the air, and from there, your whole body, the organ, your arms, your hands, and your legs are all involved in the exercise. So if you say you're doing jumping jacks for 1 minute, trust me, you finish that 1 minute sweating. And in such doing, you warmed up your body, just like everybody that owns a car, or you've seen a car owner start their car. They will first kickstart it for like 5 minutes, warm it first before they set the machine in motion. So here is the wheel, wellness wheel. And you notice here we have everything that talks about wellness. It is not just one thing. It has to do with your intellectual capability, your environment, your occupation, which means what you go through on daily basis, your social interaction, which can be your phone. How long do you stay on phone, entertainment? How long do you have your earpods plugged in or your headphone plugged in? All of those things, you get waves into your brain directly. So all those exposures are things we need to cut back on. Financial aspect as well. You can begin to think, how does this fit into wellness? If you're disciplined in the financial aspects, you will understand that what you use your money to buy to feed your body, or what you use your money to get for yourself goes a long way in determining your wellness. Then physical, which I talked about, exercise, even if it is just for 10 minutes as soon as you wake up, it's something that will help your body. Then the other part is emotional state of mind. You need to be able to bridge the gap between how you allow people's actions to affect your state of mind. And this speaks to our emotional intelligence. So you will be able to self-regulate at every point in time. You practice the act of breathing in and breathing out when you're being provoked and all of that. So I'm so very sorry for the whole delay, but we can tell we have a lot to unpack in this discussion. But we can just, take a screenshot of this, then get to pieces it much later on our own. Then what we feed in, what you read, what you listen to can add up to our intellectual intake, and that too will inform our state of mind such that we will be able to maintain a healthy status both inside and out. Then I'm not going to leave out the spiritual aspect of this. Spirituality also helps us with being well, physically and mentally. So um, I've actually reduced the slide, and I want to leave room for what's it called? Questions. So I'm going to leave the slide on. If there's any part where you want me to like come back and give much attention to, I think I will do that. So my apologies again for the technical delay and for being patient with me. And I hope so much you've enjoyed one or two things from the presentation. So going back to the first slide, if I'm to just do a full recap, we're able to talk about the concept of health in clinical perspective and functional perspective. Clinical perspective is when you are sick with a disease or you are ill due to other conditions. Jacinta, I can see your hand up. Please just give me a minute for this recap. So, and I also mentioned that anything can affect us such that we are not able to functionally to what's it called function optimally rather. Then I mentioned in summary that the opposite of health is not unhealthy, whereas it is the loss of vitality and functional capacity plus or minus being sick from disease. Then we mentioned some of the challenges to a healthy lifestyle, particularly those of us in the urban setting. We mentioned time, we mentioned money, we mentioned confusion from multiple health advice. Then we mentioned physical exhaustion. Even for those that have registered gym membership, they are too tired to go. Some don't have money to even go for, attend the membership, enroll in a gym membership and so on and so forth. Then we were able to discuss what's it called? The solution. So we mentioned the solution to be discipline, motivation, and practicing meditation, if we remember. And I'm sure there's a whole lot to unwrap from all of these key points, but I'm so very sure that remembering the basic points from this slide, we will be able to help ourselves to live a healthy lifestyle. Then the next aspect is where we mentioned this wellness wheel, and it has to do with a whole lot, talking about um, financial discipline, social discipline, making sure our environment where we work is healthy enough for us, not hazardous. Environment can be your car, your house, the compound you live in, even the clothes you put on. Make sure they are clean. So that will help us to achieve being healthy. Then intellectual intake, what you read, what you digest. It can even be movies that you watch and so on and so forth. We mentioned spirituality, practicing spirituality, whichever form of spiritual state you adopt would definitely also help in achieving a healthy lifestyle, and not forgetting that the actual health topic is physical health, building strength for daily lifestyle. Then emotional capability or awareness, emotional intelligence. Then we now mention health, the physical activities, which means if you can't even register in the gym, you can just take 10 minutes of your waking moment to participate. And I mentioned specifically an exercise called jumping jacks that we can partake in to, what's it called? Keep our mind and body active early in the morning. So thank you for listening. And I will be ready to take our questions right now. And I think the first hand I observed is Jacinta. So Jacinta, you can please go ahead with your question. Are we on mute? Let me see. Okay, I'm also looking at the what's it called? The messages. If I'm getting any question from the chat, so we can use both the chats and ask me to mute myself so that I can take your question. Thank you very much.
Hi,
Thank
hello.
you.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes, Lola, right? You can please go on.
Yeah. So thank you, Mrs. Walbumi. Thanks for the presentation. So this is a very relevant topic for me. So and I appreciate all the tips you have given. So my question is about being consistent. I think you kind of touched on that a bit, but I still want you to kind of maybe give advice on how someone can stay consistent to routines, especially the exercises every morning and things like that, like just doing what you need to do or sticking to your plans, without any breaks. So how do you stay, should I say, motivated enough to be consistent in doing all of these things, or the exercises, taking all the supplements, or the nutrition, everything basically?
Thank you very much. Is that Damilola Gori, right?
Yes, that's me.
Okay, thank you, Damilola, for the question. Sorry, your question is on consistency. I hear you mentioning exercise. Then you also mentioned uh, you mentioned something now. Does it have
Yeah,
to do with
nutrition. Like I
nutrition?
was talking about, yeah.
Okay, so you noticed my discourse, I didn't put anything on nutrition, diet, because it's going to be handled by another speaker for uh, during the course of our Dekemp Health Week. So that's why we are just sticking to physical well-being, and every other aspect too will be expanded on later. So I'm going to address the aspect of consistency right now to help us stay in a routine. So the idea that you're consistent, that means you have something set up for yourself already, which you want to be consistent in. So exercise is a is an excellent way to keep physically healthy. And we've also talked about the challenges that can come into our exercise routine. So get it right first. First thing first is we need to establish that routine. Establishing the routine is the very first thing. Then, second thing now is I mentioned discipline, I mentioned motivation. Anything can be a motivation factor. It can be you are overweight. It can be that you want to achieve a particular body goal. Like some people term summer body. It's summer right now. We are approaching summer. And for the ladies, I can tell you every lady wants to be chubby. Trust me, every lady wants to be chubby. This only problem is your tummy. You don't want your tummy to be big. So if that is your motivation, always remind yourself, I don't want my stomach to be big. Write it somewhere boldly that immediately you wake up, you will see it. Then what is your solution? Solution is 10 sit-up every morning. Trust me, you don't need more than that. You only need your motivation factor. And one thing again is let us take exercising seriously. It shouldn't be because some people are body shaming your physical structure, and because of that you want to go and take some hard push drugs that force people to lose weight. Those drugs can have some side effects that you may not have enough financial resources to manage. So let's keep our motivation very healthy. We need to have a healthy motivation for engaging in physical exercise or pushing our body to achieve a body goal. Then we need to establish a routine. So if your routine can only, your daily activity can only accommodate 10 minutes workout in the morning, trust me, the workout can be just do, what do they call this, up and down? Um, what do they call up and down, right? That you are, I forgot it. I've forgotten how
Is
to
it
describe it.
squats?
Squats, thank you. If it is just to do squats, tell yourself how many. See, just set a timer. You can set a timer. This timer is 10 minutes, so it will start counting down. So for that 10 minutes, what you're doing is physical activities, exercising. So you can do push-up, you can do squats, you can do sit-ups for those that want their tummy to be, flat and to stay flat. You can do the sit-up before you sleep and after you wake up. Then, please, everybody, let's remember jumping jacks. It's so very, very important. You're lifting all your body at the same time. Every aspect of your organs, they are getting warmed up. Then finish your exercise with a cup of water. You can add some slice of lemon if you want. You can infuse it with anything. Or if it is just ordinary water, if you want it warm, if you want it chilling cold, science has not really said which one is the best or which one is bad. So finish your exercise with a full glass of water, then have your bath. Trust me, if you keep that in your routine every day, we are good to go. So consistency, I mentioned using timer, I mentioned having the right motivation factor. And another thing is we have some apps that some people use to help them exercise. So there are some apps they call Daily Planner or the one for exercise itself, Pilates or whichever one you use. And it helps you count each day. Some apps even send you a reminder like you missed today, you didn't do anything to show that you've exercised today. They help you set goals and so on and so forth. So I think doing all of these things, establishing your routine, keep the right motivation, then be consistent, use timer to time yourself or use apps to help keep up your daily attendance and commitment to your exercise regimen. Then just tell yourself before bed and after bed, you are good to go with just 10 minutes physical activity. So I hope that answer your question. Thank you so much. Okay, Jacinta said my question was on discipline. You answered it when you did a recap. Thank you very much. So, further questions, I don't know if you still have much time to take more questions, but I'm still happy to take them if the organizers feel I still have time to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much, our amazing speaker, Oluwabumi. Thank you so much. Let's now welcome Doc to come and give a word of recognition to our speaker.
Okay, thank you, Emanuela. Dr. Casey will not be able to participate at the moment, so I'll be standing in for him. Thank you so much, Miss Oluwabumi Ajasa. Thank you for being open to even accepting our invite in the first place, and for doing justice to this topic. In Ayodele, are you there? Okay, kindly project the award, please. So thank you so much, Ms. Ajasa, for this timely session. I'm sure that we have learned a lot. Those of us that we have learned something new, and those of us that are aware some of these things have once again refreshed our memories, and again we are once more motivated to actually do these things daily. So on behalf of the Dekemp platform, on behalf of Dr. Casey and the Dekemp platform, we are giving you this award of recognition for being a speaker at the Dekemp Health Week 4.0. We appreciate you, and we hope that this would form an alliance between us, and that we can always reach out to you in future for one or two things again. Thank you so much, Miss Ajasa, once again. Okay, so let's have our closing remarks, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ola. While we are okay, let's know that the attendance list has been shared on the chat board, so you can fill in the form. Then I want to also remind us that the Camp Health Week is still going on, and tomorrow's section is going to be very interesting because it's going to be about reproductive health, and we all need to learn. There is no knowledge is a waste, and reproductive health is very vast, and every day you keep on learning new things. So I'm inviting all of us again tomorrow by 8 for our second day of the Camp Health Week. Thank you. Please let's fill our form, then we can close for the day.